Today we are testing and fault finding the underfloor heating in this new bathroom. It's been installed. It doesn't look like it's been installed long ago. So we've got a very typical control panel. Slightly is hanging off, but that's the fuse spur. And let's find out what's happened with it. So because the thermostat, it's actually installed outside of the area where it's heated. There are two settings in these thermostats for controlling the heat. One is the probe that should be installed in the floor. So we'll see if we can, not using thermostat, just connect the floor without the thermostat. And then we're actually going to test for insulation resistance, for continuity, just to check if the matting itself hasn't been damaged during the installations. There is a video I've done on how to install underfloor heating, but now how to fault find. So that's what we're going to do. First things first, let's just see what's happening inside. Let's turn it off. Okay, that's it. I'm just checking the pins, if they are in the right place. They are. Let's open this up. So it's just some basic tests. So it appears that we've got a floor probe, which is it's always a good thing. The matting has been earthed. It's also a good thing. Let's check if it's been correctly connected. So that's the heating unit on the outside. That's the power, neutral and live. 1 mil cable. Let's open this up. So this bathroom is quite small, so I would imagine the matting will not be huge, maybe just a bit more than 2 square meters. And this is a concrete floor, so it may be 200 watts. About 400 watts maybe just a bit less. I don't have the original information of what resistance should I read on such a small mat. Maybe something in the region of 100 ohms. Let's have a look. From my videos you will see that these informations is usually good to keep that label, give it to the customer. There's always a warranty book that you hand over to a client with all the informations. If there is a problem in the future, an electrician like me can come in and just verify the readings, if they are still the same, if something happens. If there's a huge difference, that means the mat had been damaged during the install, or maybe something else. Important is to make sure that the cables are being nulled, so we take any resistance that these cables might hold. Resistance, it remembers 0.15. I'm gonna cancel that. I'm going to connect them together and get the new resistance, so 0.12. Good. Here we go. That's there. That one's here. And the value is 136. So I think that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely expectable for this type of matting. 136, quite small. Good. So we know we've got continuity on that heating mat. So now what I'm going to do is I will check if there is any problem, if the mat perhaps could have been damaged during the installation. So I'm clipping both of them to the earth. Okay, for the safety I'm going to go on 250, so I'm lowering my insulation resistance test in mega ohms, and I'm looking for the highest possible value. That's okay. That is pretty much, that's what I would like to see, 999. So it looks like the matting is fine. Let's check if we get 230. So we're going to go voltage, neutral, live, flick the switch. Yeah, so live to neutral, obviously. It's 244 to earth. We're going to test, and it should be 244 as well. Yeah, 244. Happy with that. The supply is okay. The mat seems to be fine as well. Let's put this all together and go inside the actual thermostat to see if that's actually working, or if it got damaged or anything. This is like an ambient temperature probe, so it reads the temperature of the room, and obviously that's not what we want. We want to make sure that this actually unit is only taking a temperature from the floor probe. We'll need to go and find out what is the brand of it and find some manufacturer's guidance. So it could just be that this is it should come on. Nothing at all. We don't get anything from it. So I presume someone just damaged the panel. That's right. We are back from the shop. We've got this thermostat and we are replacing that one for this one. Okay, let's do it. The resistance of this existing floor probe obviously will be different from the one that came with this thermostat. So I've just explained to the client that he might need to change the way. If he sets up 27 degrees, it might be 29 or 25 degrees, because that resistance on this cable, it's designed for the other thermostat. So there will be a discrepancy. Loosen it up, and then the front should lift from the bottom and up. Here are the 2 points for the probe. The one in the middle is not being used. 2 on the on the inner side, that's line and that's neutral, and that's for the load. And the load in our case is the actual matting. Load for live and load for neutral. This sign is the AC wavelength sign, so that's the supply. Live and neutral. We're going to position this back in through this. Let's put this bad boy. Quite busy in here, yeah? And voila. Let's put it on. Da-da-da. It's on. 13 degrees. You can see it wants us to set up the timer. It's 9:45. We're going to set the heating to 28. Well, actually, maximum we can do, because we want the mat to obviously hit. But let's now program the time. Well, it's not Monday, but we'll get to it.
A few moments later.
9:45 a.m. Thursday morning. Yeah, that all lines up perfectly. Well, it reads 16 degrees off the floor, but actually we raised the floor temperature to 40. Let's check this out, how the floor is going to heat, because manually we left it to 16 and it reads the floor. Cool, that's exactly what we wanted. We didn't want it to read the ambient temperature of the room, because this is here. Let's check this out. Just wait for thermostat to do its job, tell the floor to heat. The temperature of my hand is 30 degrees. Floor 15. It's getting warm. You can start seeing the lines appearing. When this is all hit up, I just want to see it and push the installation, so those lines, the heat lines, will actually will become very, very clear. Yeah, we can definitely tell how this is all coming together. That should solve the client's problem of underfloor heating working. Cool, that's good.